Yo, 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 boom, 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 boom. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Good afternoon with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. Couple of technical difficulties just arose for us to get going. My keyboard 0 button got stuck down and everything I was pressing just wouldn't work, guys. It was just putting a whole host of zeros in there. I knew what it felt like to be Harry Maguire for a second. What's going on anyway? Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here and waiting patiently for us to get going. Good afternoon, everyone. We've got the latest Manchester United news for you today. We're going to cover the latest goings-on at the football club and all the biggest transfer news of the day as well. So strap yourselves in for a good show this afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for waiting for us to get going. Let's see what legends we've got in here. Welcome in Mikhail Kramer, Johnny, Thugger, Jim, Dynamic Melon, Mikhail, Great White, Johnny, Langy 86, let's go. Tommy Boyle, Superstar, Cat Lego, yes indeed, Red Devils Gaming, Tommy Boyle, how are you doing, sir? Thugger 007, Andrew. Everybody as well, thank you very much for joining us and getting in here. I appreciate you all. Yes, Tiang Sham, Mohammed, Ian Pritch, what's going on, lad? Matthew Smith, Christopher Akira, and everybody as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, smash that like button on it. Give us a massive like spike at the start of this show. That'd be awesome. Let's see if we can get this sucker immediately to 100 likes. You know it makes sense. And also, of course, if you're new to the channel, if it's your first time here on the stream, make sure you hit the subscribe button and get yourself involved. We're on here daily with the latest United news in a no bullshit way. So come and join us by smashing that subscribe button and say hello if you're just getting in. Welcome in, everybody. Gungshi, get in there, you legend. The Trooper, Alan, and everybody, thank you for joining. So plenty to get into today. As I say, do smash the like on the vid, do subscribe, and also give us a share around on social media if you're that way inclined. The link is at the top of the live chat there. You can give us a cheeky little retweet over there on Twitter. We'll shout you all out later on in the show. There's loads to get into today, guys. Absolutely loads. So hang in there with me. We'll have a big Q&A at the end of the show as well and see what you legends are saying. But loads and loads of stuff to talk about. The first thing I'd like to talk about is just everybody taking a second or two here just to laugh at Liverpool. Floppies, cloppies, jalopies in the shit. Let's all laugh at the Scousers. You know what I'm saying? Let's all laugh at these melters, guys. They're a bunch of melters, guys. Nobody wants the Scousers, do they? Sofyan Amrabat kicking Kloppy in the proverbial nuts. And now Moises Caicedo's done it as well, guys. Get in there, you beauties. Seriously, what a bunch of absolute losers. Let's just take a second and laugh at Liverpool, guys. What a bunch of absolute Scouse melts. It's brilliant. It's absolutely hilarious. I love to see it. So check this out. So Jurgen Klopp earlier on, after there was a reported agreement in between the player and Liverpool, came out and he'd actually spoken to the media and stuff about it, guys. Why is that not working? I don't know. Oh no. Load, you bastard. Don't know, it's not working, but there was a link from basically Kloppy's comments on the Caicedo deal being done, and it's not working, guys. Ah. What's going on there? That's fucking gash. Let me go over here a second and see if I can get this to work. It's just going to go black for a second. Wait a sec. See if I go there. Apologies. It's just a bag of shite. Go on, you can do it. 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 It's not doing it, is it? But anyway, let's all just laugh at Jurgen Klopp because he's an absolute melter, this guy. And he's been coming out talking about, Caicedo to Liverpool is basically done. And obviously, it's not done, is it? Obviously, he's been mugged right off, guys. Absolutely brilliant. So we love to see that. And then there's obviously lots of reports now that Caicedo has chosen Chelsea. He has decided that he doesn't want to go to those Scouse shithouses and he wants to go to Chelsea. So Fabrizio Romano reporting that exclusive. Moises Caicedo has just informed Liverpool that he only wants to join Chelsea. Caicedo has decided to keep his word and only accept Chelsea as personal terms were agreed since the end of May. Chelsea set to bid again in order to get the deal done with Brighton. So we've got to laugh at the absolute Liverpool Scousers here. They've done a deal for somewhere in the region of 110 million as well. Football's gone mad. You know what makes me mad is the fact United could have signed this guy for 5 million a couple of years ago when we were all talking about it on the channel as a £5 million signing before he went to Brighton. What a fucking shambles. We are missing out on this guy anyway. But either way, huge amounts of cash. Let's all laugh at the Scousers. They're in the mud here. Floppy Cloppy Jalopy's having an absolute mare. He talked about it publicly as well, about the deal being done essentially, and Moyes Caicedo coming to Liverpool, and he said we can't really give him information on when the medical will be, but yeah, he's agreed to join. And then he's only gone and pied them off. Get in there, Moyes Caicedo. Things you love to see. Hang on a sec. Just remembered this isn't on. I had to put my other light on, guys. It's a bit dark in here. I had to put my other light on. So, yeah. That's great news, guys. Everybody loves to start their day off with news that the Liverpool have been pied off. So that's brilliant. Let's continue then with the Manchester United transfer news and the latest goings on at this great football club. Enough about the shithouse Scousieries, but it is pretty hilarious when you see them, you know, flopping around the gaff and not being able to sign players, and lots of players turning them down in favour of other teams. It's a joy to behold. Right, so Manchester United had we had our presser today. Erik ten Hag speaking ahead of the Wolves game. He was asked about a whole host of things, and he answered most of them. Some of them he kept his cards quite close to his chest, but essentially, we've got a few sort of the main talking points to discuss right now. So obviously people were interested in what's going on with Højlund's injury, and Ten Hag gave us an update. He said that it's only out for a few weeks basically. Essentially he's just not quite there yet. All the other players in the squad have trained and played games and had a pre-season, and obviously Højlund hasn't really done that. So it's going to take a little bit of time. He said, Højlund is not at the levels where our players are at this moment. We have to train him, and, essentially, but he said he's only going to be out for a few weeks, really, and it's suspected that he'll be back, hopefully at the start of September-ish, around about there, when you factor in the amount of time he's talking about. So should be not too long that Højlund's out for, guys. That's obviously a big piece of information that we wanted to know. How serious was the Rasmus Højlund injury? Turns out it's just a formality, not that serious. He just needs a bit of time to train and get back to full fitness, and hopefully we'll be ready to sort of come into the squad and do the bits, guys. Get in there, my son. So that's good news, guys. That's positive at the very least. He was also asked about the situation with Harry Maguire, and whether or not he'd be available to play against Wolves. And he just said, of course. Of course. But he obviously said it with like a certain wryness to him. A certain, what's going on with this shit today, guys? It's melting. Not again. Pisses me off. Anyway, Ten Hag quotes, he just said, of course. That's all he said. He said, of course. Of course he'll be available. But that's not really what's going to happen. Obviously, Harry Maguire's expected to join West Ham sometime very soon, potentially over the weekend. David Moyes in his presser was asked about slabbing Maguire, and he obviously said that they had a £30 million bid accepted and that they're working on it at this moment in time. So let's see if this works. It probably won't. No, it's not worked either. My Twitter thing shat the bed today, guys. What a load of old gash. Well, never mind. We'll just go in there freestyle like we used to. Okay, so David Moyes, absolute mug that he is, wanting Harry Maguire in his team, but he has said that, of course, they are working on the Harry Maguire deal. They had a £30 million bid accepted, so that's obviously good news. We know that that's coming, and it's suspected that that'll be sometime over the weekend. Just a few things to sort out on the sort of Harry Maguire side of things in terms of wages and what Manchester United are looking to do, obviously. Fab has basically given us a bit more information on it as well, and he said that United are working on it over the weekend, essentially. He said that Man United accepted £30 million proposal from West Ham for Harry Maguire 3 days ago. Understand the deal's not done yet because Man United want to start talks and pick a favourite candidate as replacement before letting Harry go. So essentially there could be obviously a bit of a delay because we want to line up somebody who's coming in. There are talks of course, Jean-Clair Todibo, who Ten Hag's understandably had a conversation with. And then there's also talks of Benjamin Pavard. So we're looking at getting a replacement in for the slab. That's imminent. That is imminent right now. But of course, we don't quite know exactly what's going on yet because we've got to decide who we are going to get and who is going to be the suitable replacement for Harry. But right now, Erik ten Hag has already spoken to Jean-Clair Todibo. Numerous clubs made approaches for Todibo. It was Erik ten Hag's speech to him on a call early in July and the appeal of joining a prestigious club like the Old Trafford side that captured the attention of the player. So, reports are that we are very much interested in Jean-Clair Todibo. But that's obviously before we had essentially got in for, Benjamin Pavard, or opened up discussions there as well. So we've got a couple of different options on the table. Let me ask the live chat, guys. Todibo or Pavard? Who would you like to see Manchester United bring in as a replacement for the human slab? Let us know what you're saying. Thank you, Mikhail Kramer. Yes, lad. He says, hit the like button. Yes, indeed. If you guys are just getting in here, we've got a couple of 100 legends in the stream today. Thanks for joining. Smash that like button on it. Give us a massive like at the start of this show. And subscribe. We're 36 subscribers away there, as you can see, from 73,000 subscribers. So come and get yourself subscribed and smash the like button if you haven't done so. Oh, yes. Both says Ariane. Pavard says Boomy. Pavard says Finksu. Pavard, both, says Alan. Pavard, don't care either way. Yeah, fair play. I sort of know what you mean, Batman. It's kind of like, well, they're both good players. Maybe Pavard's got more experience. I like the fact he can play right back, centre back as well. But obviously, Jean-Clair Todibo looks like a beast, and he's only 23. And so for the future, it'd be a fantastic, sign in. What's up there, Berber? Welcoming you, Don. Pavard, says Mike. Exactly, Matthew Smith. Yeah, by all accounts, that is what is the case with Maguire, having to pay that guy a golden handshake in order to get that big old slab out the club. Makes sense, really, because he's on a couple £100,000 a week at United, and West Ham aren't going to pay him that, so of course we'd have to make up the difference in some way. So seems like Harry Maguire is getting a golden handshake to part ways, but we just absorbed that in the transfer fee, so it's not the end of the world, is it? Get in there, Eamon Barrett. Let's be having you, my son. Oh, yes, get both. Yo, 0793, how you doing, my son? Used to dream we'll get Chouameni. FSG says, I'd be happy with Pavard, Todibo, Amrabat, and any of the players signed this window. Yeah, me too. Pavard equals versatility, but prefer Todibo out-and-out centre-back, says Tommy Boyle. Respect. I mean, Todibo can play in the right-back position, I guess, as well. But, yeah, he is obviously more a centre-back. Needs some pace at centre-back, says Compost Smurf. We can't even fill half the team at Liverpool, says FSG out. Get in there, you mugs. Sorry. But yeah, no, that is funny. That's absolutely warmed the old cockles, that has, that Caicedo news today, mate. Once again, let's take a second to laugh at the Scousers. Hey, mate, you can't do that to us, Moises Caicedo, la. You fucking had an agreement in place with us, la. No, you've gone to fucking Chelsea in the end, mate. We're going to scratch his fucking car and put it up on bricks, la. It's a fucking disgrace, mate. No, fair enough. These Scousers must be fuming about that. Fuming. Kloppy left on red, says Berber. Kloppy's floppy jalopy's absolutely flopping around the gaff. What a melter. Sorry to say, but the Scousers were in the mud on that one, Good luck to them and everything, but it's hilarious. You love to see them get pied off in such a high profile. You have to see floppy, kloppy, jalopy speaking about the signing of Caicedo publicly, only for him to then go decide that he wants to get to Chelsea. Bloody hilarious. Anyway, so very happy to hear that news about Liverpool being absolutely pied off. Liver puddings, absolutely. Great news, guys. Come on, Caicedo. Yes, mate. That's good stuff. That's right, good stuff, that is. Okay. So Maguire, Maguire to West Ham's expected to take place over the weekend. Just a few things to sort out, and then obviously he will be a West Ham player. See you later on, Slabby. The time is done at United. Time for us to go and get a suitable replacement, which is excellent, of course. So, it is expected over the weekend it will be concluded. So here's a little bit of an update here, which is just that says that West Ham are looking to tie up the signing of Harry Maguire over the weekend, which is absolutely brilliant if we could get that done. I'm going to sneeze. Aurelian Chouameni! Excuse me. Goodness me, guys. Excuse me, guys. Bloody hell. Proper a Chouameni situation there. Oh. Anyway. So, thank you for the preemptive bless yous there, guys. I appreciate you. Right. Okay, so Maguire over the weekend. That's expected to happen, right? And that's obviously a big sale for us this window. Now time to go and get a suitable replacement. Which will be incoming soon. We're just trying to work out who's the best option right now. Ten Hag's preference may be Pavard, but it also may be Todibo. So that situation is more or less the same. Just waiting for Maguire to go, although Fab has alluded to the fact that maybe United are trying to sort of guarantee that we've got somebody coming in before we let Harry Maguire go. And as we've said earlier on in the presser, Ten Hag was asked about Slabby Maguire, and he simply said that, of course, he will be available for selection against Wolves. We do have Wolves coming up on Monday, of course, but he won't be available. Just being available and actually, playing or, even being involved in the matchday squad will will be two very different things. I don't think he will be featuring for us at all before he's sold to West Ham. So get in there, my son. Let's talk about some of the other players we're kind of working on getting out at this moment in time. So Eric Bailly is expected to join Besiktas very, very soon. Here's another update from Fab a few hours ago that says that he understands Besiktas have just reached an agreement in principle with Eric Bailly on personal terms. Talks now with Manchester United to agree on a best exit solution. So as we talked about yesterday, it seemed like it was imminent that Eric Bailly would be joining Besiktas, and apparently wants a free transfer. So could well happen, couldn't it? Like maybe we'll just let him go, terminate his deal, and just allow him to walk. It makes a bit of sense, really, when you consider that he is completely surplus to requirements and just a bit of a gash player for Manchester United. Bit of a gash player. So he's not going to be featuring for us. He'll be going to Besiktas very, very soon. Get in there, my son. As is Fred going to Turkey. He's going to Fenerbahçe. So the Fred deal is all but done, obviously. We know that Fred is no longer going to be a Red. I mean, let's get some love hearts in the live chat for Fred and Bailly and these guys. It's a shame it's not worked out. Eric Bailly, Fred. You know, Eric Bailly's a Europa League winner at this football club. He was in the squad that won the Europa League. He was on crutches. He was on crutches, of course, in the final, but he was in the squad at the time when we won the Europa League. Him and Zlatan Ibrahimovic pieing off Jose Mourinho, if you remember, on the sidelines. Absolutely brilliant scenes. So, you know, he's been here a long time, hasn't he, Eric Bailly? It's not like he's just somebody that's only been here a short time. He's actually been here quite a long time, Eric Bailly. He's just certainly not a legend of the club, but good luck to the guy. I want to see him do good things in the future and have a decent career. And Fred also. Fred's a heck of a nice guy, and they've had a long time at the football club, and we've got some good memories. We've also got some bad memories, but we've got some good memories. So good luck to those guys, Fred and Bailly, etc. I hope they have really fantastic careers beyond Manchester United, of course. But what's happening now is obviously because we are selling these players, there's now an expectation that United are going to just pounce on Sofyan Amrabat any moment now. So latest updates on Sofyan, it's expected very soon now because of the sales of Fred and all these sorts of guys. That's not working either. Half of these are working, half of them are not. Don't know what's going on. It's like Manchester United squad over the last few years, isn't it? But Amrabat's next on the agenda, of course. We are expected to go in for him now because of the sales of these players like Eric Bailly, Slabby Maguire, Fred. Donny van der Beek is close to joining Real Sociedad as well on a loan with perhaps an option to buy also. So when you consider that we're getting rid of all these players, we are expected to pounce on Sofyan Amrabat very, very soon. Get in there. He's still waiting for Manchester United to come in. That is the latest scenario. They're just the same as it has been the last week, really. We're waiting to move players on in that midfield position so we can sort of free up the space for Sofyan Amrabat to come in and obviously free up some wages as well. But you know what? Let's just talk about this for a second. Sofyan Amrabat is expected to be available for around about £25 million or 30 to 35 million euros is what is expected will be the fee that will tempt Fiorentina to sell him to us, right? When you factor that into the overall transfer window, goodness me, that's a great deal, isn't it, for Man United? If we can actually get him for that. Still remains to be seen, but that's what's being sort of bandied around. It's expected that Fiorentina have named their price and they want around about £30 million or 35 million euros, even if it's 40 million euros. What a great bit of business that is for Manchester United when you look at all these other teams signing crazy players for crazy money. Let's face it, Moises Caicedo is a very good player. But 110 million. 110 million for Moises Caicedo. The world's gone mad. It's outrageous money that's involved with player signings these days. So if United can get Sofyan Amrabat for around about 30 mil, it represents a fantastic piece of business for the club. He would be a very good player. He's certainly not, 3 times worse player than Caicedo or Rice or these guys that are going for in excess of 100 million. So I do think it represents brilliant value for Man United to go and get him. Let's hope we can do that. Let's hope we can still move a couple more players on as well, and that will help finance some of these signings. But what an unbelievable piece of business. I think let's just give it a rating out of 10. If Man United are to sign Sofyan Amrabat for, let's say, £30 million, what rating would you give that transfer out of 10, everybody, in the live chat? Let us know. Let's get your thoughts in there. Let's hear your opinions. Look, obviously time will tell on whether or not he's going to be a huge success, but just on the face of it, on paper, it's like a good 9 out of 10 signing or something. When you factor in how much people are paying for different players around the league, it's a really good value piece of business for Man United for a quality player. So I think it's a solid 8 or a 9 out of 10. Lots of 7s coming in the live chat. Fair play to you. Yeah, I mean, he's not like a worldy player, is he? He's not like considered one of the best in the world. He's not got this hype surrounded in people like Caicedo or Rice within the Premier League either. But he's coming from Serie A. He's one of those sort of ones that flies under the radar a little bit. He's a very, very talented player. He's come into the best years of his career, 26. I think he'll be an excellent signing for the price. So I honestly think value-wise, it's a 9 out of 10 piece of business. Only time will tell on the actual quality of the player in the Premier League for United, but seems to have that quality that we're looking for when it comes to the passing, being able to win the ball back and transition into attack. He's got great stats when it comes to forward passing, direct passing, long passing, all that sort of stuff. What we are trying to improve at United, he's very adept at. Certainly better than Scotty and Fred and those sorts of melters. Just on Scott McTominay very quickly. So AMRABAT's expected that we'll go in for a bid soon. Just working on finalising a couple of deals. Just on Scott McTominay. So, report from Damesh Chef from Sky Sports today says that Scott McTominay is set to stay at Manchester United. Now, I don't know, obviously, the legitimacy of this. Personally think there's still every possibility that he goes because there's teams that are interested in him. Surely if a decent enough bid comes in, we'll be prepared to sell him. But West Ham obviously spending a lot of cash on players right now. They've bought a couple of midfielders. Maybe they're not the team to take him on. Maybe it's dependent on if other teams are going to have him. But Damesh Chef from Sky Sports reporting that McTominay is set to stay this summer. That would be a calamity. What an absolute calamity that would be. We don't want to see Scott McTominay stuck around the gaff for another season, especially when we're signing players like Sofian Amrabat, because it means that Scott McTominay is going to go further down the pecking order, and he's literally going to be in a Maguire sort of situation right now where he's going to be like 6th or 7th choice, and he's just getting paid decent money. There's just no point really having him in the squad. He's not going to play regularly. We'd much rather give opportunities to youngsters as well, people like Kobbie Mainoo coming through rather than sort of fanny around with melters, proven melters like Scotty McShotbag McTominay. So, I hope this is not the case. Damesh Chef from Sky Sports says that he's set to stay, but what do you reckon, guys? Do you think Scotty will stay or go this summer window? Me personally, I think he I don't know, I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know if anybody's mad enough to go out there and pay what United want for him. Obviously, United have been greedy. We could have already sold this twat to West Ham for 30 million. Literally a week ago, they had actually gone in and had a bid for him for £30 million, and we outright rejected it. If we'd have just negotiated smartly, maybe asked for a little bit more, few million more, maybe got 33 million, 35 million, called it a day there, we could have got this guy off of our books. But as it is, we asked for 40 or 45 million, and West Ham didn't see any value in that. They've gone and turned their attentions to people like James Ward-Prowse. They signed Edson Alvarez. And sadly, we've been left having to keep hold of Scott McTominay, it seems, at this moment. AR Dan says stay. Jim says stay. Stay, sadly, says Eamon. Keep him if we don't get 40 million, says United. Stay, says Uncaged Squid. Stay, says Bond Servant. Sell, says McKay. Yeah, we've priced him out of the move, Jack Tilbury. At 45, no one will buy him. I completely agree with you. Like, why the hell would we ask for so much money for such a bang average player? I know there are players, as we mentioned, going for a lot of money. People like Rice and Caicedo and these guys, but that's because they're actually top draw players. Like Scott McTominay's muck average. We've seen him for years and years now stink up the gaff at Manchester United, putting in subpar performances most of the time. And I think you're right, Sativa Breeder. We are stuck with him, mate. We're stuck with him for the time being, unless there is to be a deal for Lucas Paqueta to Man City, which is currently being worked on at the moment. Perhaps that would just free up the funds where David Moyes is like, you know what, fuck it, let's go and get Scotty McShotbag, my Scottish compadre. Maybe he will do that if that deal can be done for Lucas Paqueta to West Ham, to Man City from West Ham. But even then, it's still unlikely that Scotty McTominay will be the one that they want to bring in, just because we are demanding too much cash. We've priced him out of a move, essentially. We have to be realistic and expect to get no more than 30 to 35 million for Scott McTominay now. We're still hoping AS Roma, maybe even Newcastle, one or two other clubs are interested in Scott McTominay. If that's the case, we might be able to get closer to what we want for him. But £30 million was a cracking offer, if you ask me, for somebody that's proven to be an absolute melter when it comes to like top flight football. He's a mid-table player at best. So, you know, how are you expecting to get 45 mil for the guy? Pretty outrageous fee that we'd slapped on him. 30 million was a good bid. It wasn't far away from his overall valuation, if you ask me. You know my thoughts on it. I'd have sold him for 30, but certainly we could have got 35 million maybe, and that would have suited all parties, and we could have sold him to West Ham, but instead we've been too greedy there. How much do you think McTominay's worth here then, guys, at this moment in time, now that West Ham are maybe out of the deal? United says, look at the market pick, 40 million's a fair deal. Well, I mean, we've gone over this, haven't we? When you look at the market, it might seem a fair deal when players are going for 110 mil, or even pretty gash players like Mason Mount are going for 60 mil, and Havertz is going for 65. And when you consider all of that, I guess 40 million doesn't make the most crazy, isn't the most crazy sort of amount for Scott McTominay. But also, you know what? He's crap. There you go. I said it. He's not very good. He's just pretty average. He's who would pay 45 million for Scott McTominay? They'd have to be on crack in order to want to spend that sort of money on Scott McTominay. It's outrageous. 40 or keep him, says Mr. U. 25 says AR Dan. 25 to 35, 30 to 35. I'm with you, Don Gungshi. Spot on. We couldn't get more than 35 mil for him. 25 at most. If he'd have sold for 25 million in this window, I'd have been like, yeah, decent. We've cashed in. We've got some decent money for him. So 30 million was a cracking offer from West Ham. 20 million, 25... 35, I think 35 tops. 35 tops. You'd have driven him to Dundee in bare feet for 20 million, getting their FSG out nice whilst munching on a Toblerone, lad. You know what I mean? I respect that as well. That's it. I mean, let's face it, he's a Dundee United player, isn't he, mate? He should be playing for Kilmarnock FC, this guy. Maybe Hearts. Maybe that, like in Midlothian, you know, whatever. You know, maybe he should be playing for, I don't know, like Ayrshire United or whatever. I don't know. He shouldn't be playing for a top side like Manchester United. You're absolutely right, lad. Dundee United's where he should be. So the fact we could have got 30 mil. Scotty Mac is worth 50 million pounds, says Luan France. Luan France, thank you for getting in here today. I appreciate you, especially after you've been on a crack-induced bender all night. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for joining us after smoking loads and loads of crack cocaine. That's pretty awesome that you found time to get in here. You what? 50 million pounds? Come on, Scott McTominay shy. But no, respect though. Thank you for getting your thoughts and opinions in here. I'm only joking, obviously. Save me, Assie's the crackhead of the chat. Save me, Assie's the crackhead of the chat. Everybody knows that. But Luan, thank you for getting in there and having your say. I can't tell if you're being serious or not there. 50 million for Scotty McTominay is absolutely outrageous. But hey, look, that's what we wanted. Close to that. 45 apparently is what we wanted for him, which isn't far off of 50 million. Anyway, all I'm saying is Scott McTominay's going to be the turd that won't flush of the summer. He'll be hard to get rid of. Let's just hope that Mr. Plumber Man himself, Eric Ten Hag, can come in with his plunger and unclog that drain and get a deal on the table somewhere, somehow. To sell Scott McTominay would be nice, wouldn't it? Because if that happens, then it increases the likeliness of us signing lots of good players this summer. Scott McTominay sold for, say, 35 million and his wages off the books pays for the Sofyan Amrabat deal in its entirety. And then maybe we could get a forward player, maybe we could get a defender as well. Obviously, Maguire's expected to be sold and we're expected to get a defender. To be fair, we should be able to sign Sofyan Amrabat anyway, regardless of a McTominay sale, with players like Donny, Fred going out the football club. So that has to be said. But let's be honest, guys. Crikey, Scott McTominay, 35 million. I'd snap your hand off. Cowden beat. He's a mid-table talisman like he is for Scotland. There you go, Martin. He's good for Scotland. He's a good player. He's nothing wrong with him. He's a good sort of mid-table standard player, as we've mentioned. West Ham's actually the perfect sort of fit for him. So I really hope that they do come in with another offer. I guess we could see him go to West Ham, like I say, if Lucas Paqueta parts ways. And if that goes on, then yes, I would expect them maybe to come in and have a cheeky little bid at 35 million pounds for Scotty. But it's asking too much cash to expect to get 45 million for him, unfortunately. Absolutely outrageous. Mike Hill has gifted a membership out on the channel. Thank you, Mike Hill. Get in there, you beautiful man. Guys, can we please get some love in the chat there for Mike Hill, who has gifted out a membership on the channel, mate. Thank you so much, bud. What an absolute legend. Very, very kind of you, mate. He's given a membership there to Steve. No, yeah, to Steve103. Is that right? I don't know. Thank you for subscribing, actually, to Steve. And thank you to Rob for subscribing as well. Get in there. Actually, it was Malps who got the free gifted membership there from Mike Hill. Thank you, Mike Hill, for gifting out a membership. You Don. Appreciate you, dude. That's awesome. Can we get some mad love in there for Mike Hill, everybody? Thank you so much. Nice one, Mikey. Also, Lewis has been a member for 1 year. Hashtag 1 year in the chat. He's been a member for 1 whole year. Happy anniversary, my son. He says, afternoon, Piggy. Great to see you, Lewis. Thank you for being a member for the year on the channel, mate. That's awesome, lad. Let's get a cake emoji in there. Shout out to Mike Hill. Shout out to Lewis for being a member for a year here. That's absolutely class as well. Hashtag 12. Get in there, you legends. Thank you so much. By the way, guys, I can see the subscribers are creeping up here. We're only 24 away now from the big 73,000. That's the next milestone on the channel. Help us get there. We're trying to get there before the start of the Premier League campaign. Can we do that? Well, there's only 4 hours to go until technically it gets underway. So help us out by subscribing to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel today, smash that subscribe and get yourself involved. And also smash the like on this video. Give us a big like boost. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes by the end of the show. We're currently on 138, so we're creeping up there as well. Take a second to drop a thumbs up. It's free and it helps us out. It helps the channel out. It helps boost us up the algorithm and helps us compete with clickbaiters and corporations. So smash that thumbs up if you haven't done so. Thank you very much. Right then, let's continue with the news. So McTominay, yeah, see you later on, Scotty. We want to try and sell him, but it looks like maybe he will be unsaleable at this moment. There's reports coming from various places like Dharmesh Chef from Sky Sports that it says that Scott Mctominay is set to stay, but maybe it's dependent on other clubs doing business. If West Ham sell Paqueta, they could well be open to getting in Scott McTominay. Let's hope so. Okay, then, let's move on to the next piece of business that we've got here then, guys. So, Mason Greenwood. We don't like talking about Mason Greenwood, do we? But Mason Greenwood's still up in the air. It's still doubtful whether or not this guy is even going to be wanted by Manchester United at this stage. We don't know. It seems Manchester United have delayed the situation for a little bit longer, delayed the decision on the situation, I should say, for Mason Greenwood a little bit longer. Just waiting to find out what is going on with him. Is he going to be introduced back into the side? Will he be sacked off? Will he have his contract terminated? Who knows? I mean, goodness me, the Mason Greenwood saga continues. It's just too big now. It's too big. There's too much of a PR shitstorm taking place all the time. Like, the pressure is building on the Mason Greenwood situation. And if Man United were to announce right now that he is being reintroduced back into the side and he's available to play against Wolves, or obviously he wouldn't be because he's not been training with the squad, but if he's introduced back into training, there will be a huge backlash from the fan base. There already is a huge backlash from the fan base, guys. So you may have seen that there's been some protests from female Man United supporters, and I completely understand it. I've said this. What about the female squad? What about the women's team at United? Not everybody's going to be happy about Mason Greenwood playing for Manchester United again, are they? And there are, a belief, like there's a report from The Athletic. The Athletic are saying that Mason Greenwood may well slowly be reintroduced into the side. So in the scenario that Greenwood stays, United are understood to have discussed a phased process that would include encouraging him to receive counselling, as well as a television interview in which he is challenged on the events that have brought him to this point. And I think that would have to be the absolute bare minimum, to address it publicly, to talk about what's happened, to talk about what happened, and obviously, to try and clear some of the bad feeling that's around this whole Mason Greenwood situation. He probably, even if he does do an interview, depending on what he says, it probably won't help the situation anyway. Like, my thoughts on this. It's bigger than football. He has tarnished his reputation, whether it's a case of him being found guilty or innocent or not. He obviously never faced trial, so he was found neither. But because of the audio clip that was out there, his reputation is in the shitter when it comes to the public perception of Mason Greenwood. And Manchester United's a family club. It's a traditional club. It's got millions and millions of fans all around the world, of which many are children. And, are you expected to have role models like that to look up to? It's a little bit, he's a wrong 'un, guys. He's a hashtag wrong 'un, guys. So it seems like it anyway. Allegedly, he's a wrong 'un. So, by all accounts, he would be too much trouble maybe to keep on at Manchester United, in my humble opinion. I know a lot of people want to keep him. Like, let's just ask the live chat, guys. Keep or get rid of Mason Greenwood. Have a vote and look at the chat here, guys, and see what people say. Many people will think that Mason Greenwood deserves to stay and be given another chance, and many people will think that he should go. He's a completely polarizing character at this stage. He literally splits the fan base almost down the middle, and therefore he's not a very good he's not a very good person to have in the squad. He's not a very good person to have representing Manchester United, because half of the people are going to be so unhappy about him being here that it destroys their enjoyment of watching the games. I mean, imagine there's a lot of people that do not want Mason Greenwood and are passionate about the fact that he's a wrong-un and don't want him in the side. Imagine, who wants to hear boos when he scores a goal for United, or who wants to see opposition fans putting all these outrageous chants and abuse out there during games? Who wants to have to tolerate all of that? I don't. So I think that, unfortunately, whether he's innocent or not has got little to do with it at the moment. The audio is out there, it's tarnished his reputation, and unfortunately, this is bigger than football. And Man United would have to make a very, very strong decision to keep him at this stage, because it would affect many things. Could affect the commerciality of the club in some ways, could affect sponsors, could affect the women's team's happiness, could affect the first team's happiness, could affect the squad harmony, could affect the fan base's happiness, could affect half of the fan base's, support of Mason Greenwood in a United shirt, therefore affecting the team. It could affect lots of things. It's really not good. It's really a bad situation. I just think we've kind of got to get rid. Primot says he should go. Mikhail says get rid. Hey United says a moment of silence for all the Loserpool fans. Get in there, my son. Come on. Love to see Liverpool in the mud. Let's not have a moment of silence for Liverpool, though. Let's have a moment of laughter. Liverpool in the shit. Moises Caicedo pieing you right off. Get in there. Thank you very much there, United. I appreciate you. But anyway, yeah, the image of the club is important, Batman Night fan. It can affect a lot of things. He's a rain clown. Get that noise away. Yeah, that's the problem. So Mason Greenwood just causes a whole bunch of issues at the club for Manchester United. It's a very polarising topic. Some people will be really pissed off that I'm taking this stance on it in the chat here. That's how polarising it is. Some people will be like, oh, what are you on about? He deserves another chance. Give him a chance. You think you've never done anything wrong? Well, I've never done anything wrong to that extent, peeps. Do you know what I mean? And if I had done, I'd expect... Imagine if an audio clip came out of me doing that on air. Do you think all of you guys would still be in here happily talking to me? No, half of you would, at least half of you would be gone, because I would be a scumbag. That's how this works, guys. That's how this works. Audio doesn't surface like that if you're not a wrong-un, to be honest. That's my stance on it. You'd be naive to think that that's some sort of, I don't know, role play or a kid script reading thing that's going on there. It's naive. It's naive to think so. So, obviously, we know that he didn't face trial, but this is because the witness wouldn't essentially testify. And who's the witness? Well, obviously, it's his missus. So it's not all that simple, this, guys. It's not all that simple. We can't just brush it under the carpet, I don't think. This is a big, big, horrible story that's going to just rage on all year. If Mason Greenwood plays for United again this season, the backlash from the fan bases around the country is going to be huge. Like, that's all you're going to hear if Greenwood's on the pitch. You will hear chants about sexual assault and chants about all sorts of horrible stuff going on. And do we really want that at a family club like Manchester United? I don't think so. So that's my opinion on him. Get rid of him, sell him, cash in, do what you can with the money, move him on. And look, it's not just me that thinks this. There's a lot of people who are not happy about Mason Greenwood even starting for Manchester United again. Like, look at this. So here is a statement, actually, from a protest group that I will pop up on the screen right now. And obviously it's kind of small. Let me make it bigger. Female fans against Greenwood's return. Today, we female fans of Manchester United are demanding that the club abide by their duty of care towards their female fans and employees and demonstrate a zero-tolerance approach towards the act of violence against women by refusing to bring Mason Greenwood back into the squad. The situation is clear. Taking Greenwood back legitimises and normalises sexual assault and domestic abuse. It tells other players and the men and boys to look up to them that abusing women is acceptable without consequence and won't affect you or derail your career. Well, I'm not going to read the rest of it because there's a long, long thing, but you can find that online. But I just wanted to mention that because obviously it's a very serious thing. Not everyone is going to be happy about this, guys. And there's a female fan group that are protesting and expect to be protesting outside the stadium against Wolves and, and are already protesting outside the stadium. And I agree with what they're saying. Yeah, First Class Gamer, how you doing, you legend, says the statement's 1,000% spot on. I completely agree. I think it does normalise abuse, and it also sends the message that there won't be any serious punishments to receive if you do that sort of thing, So I think they're absolutely spot on in what they're saying here. And I think fair play to these women that are standing up and saying, no, we don't want Mason Greenwood back in the side. There you go. Anyway, it's a tough one, guys. It's obviously a very tough subject. We're still awaiting the news on whether or not Man United have made a decision on Greenwood, whether or not he should be staying or going. I say sell him. What do you guys say? Keep, sell, loan? What do you think about Mason Greenwood? Terminate? What's your thoughts and opinions on Mason Greenwood before we move on? I had to talk about it because obviously there's a big protest taking place right now as to the potential of Mason Greenwood's return. So I had to talk about it. I don't like talking about it. I've talked about it a lot on this channel. It's very polarizing. A lot of people get offended. A lot of people get pissed off with me for saying Greenwood out, you know, because half the fan base wants to keep him. But, you know, we've got to respect the whole fan base here. If it's not a majority thing, I think we've got to just sack him off. Keep, sell, keep. Yep, sell, keep, loan, sell. From a footballing standpoint, he's fantastic. That's why a lot of people here want to keep him, because he's obviously a great player. Releases, FSG, loan. But like I say, half the people in the chat, Berber beat me to it. What did Berber say? Let's have a look. Berber says, Mark, yeah, fans are the lifeblood of any club. Absolutely, yeah. We all know that he paid that woman to keep her bloody mouth shut. I do mean bloody, says Alan Carr. Ooh, bloody hell. Thank you, Clifton Grandyson, for subscribing to the channel there. Guys, if you're new, like Clifton, hit the subscribe button. We're only 20 subscribers away now from 73,000. But yeah, thank you so much, each and every one of you legends, for getting in here raw and having your say today on the matter. I know it's a very, very polarizing subject. Alan says he wasn't found guilty. No, he wasn't found guilty, Alan. But he also wasn't found innocent. There's a big difference there. He never faced trial. The witness refused to testify. There wouldn't be any grounds for prosecution. So they never took him to trial, basically. That doesn't mean that he didn't do anything wrong, though. Let's just clarify that. Just because he never faced trial and was found guilty or innocent doesn't actually mean that he never did anything wrong. All I will say is, you know what I'm saying? That's all that I will say on the matter. Exactly, first class gamer. We welcome all opinions here, just not sexist comments. Yeah, no sexist stuff, no racist stuff, no homophobic stuff, nothing like that, guys. We welcome everybody in here, and we let everybody have their say. Please don't be a scumbag in the chat, whoever is. Nice one. Okay, so I'm going to move on from this Mason Greenwood palaver anyway. We're expecting very soon we'll find out some information on Greenwood, whether or not he's staying or going. I personally think United kind of have to put their foot down now and try and sell him to somewhere. I don't think there would be an English club that would touch him because of all of this PR nightmare that would be surrounding. Imagine being the club that signed Mason Greenwood. So think about that, actually, guys. I think that indicates whether or not Manchester United should keep him or not. Simply because if you were another club in the top flight, would you sign Mason Greenwood right now? I don't think you would want to, because of the PR nightmare it would bring upon your club. So we've got to think about it from that point of view as well, from Man United. Just because he's here now doesn't mean we should reintroduce him. If it was another club, of course a lot of these clubs would be interested in Greenwood from a solely football point of view, because he's a class player, bags some natural ability and could go on to be one of the best. But they probably wouldn't want to have him either at this moment in time, even if it was a really cheap deal, because of how much of a shitstorm it will bring to their door. So there you go. I think that tells you the story, really. It's a nightmare for everybody involved to try and sign Greenwood at the moment. Maybe a club abroad. Maybe you might see, we talked about, you know, Italy or Saudi Arabia or somewhere who might be interested in taking him on loan, or maybe a permanent transfer. Saudi teams are signing loads and loads of players right now, aren't they? They're signing loads of players. And if he could get away from the sort of media limelight in England, which is, let's face it, it's very much, you know, very, very negative driven media within this country, then if he can get away from that and go and play in a different league right now, maybe it makes a bit of sense. Should go to Saudi, just saying the trooper. And if you look at all the players that Saudi Arabia are acquiring right now, you could definitely say that they might be interested in Greenwood because of the quality of the player that he is. Maybe they'll give him a chance. Maybe there's a team out there that looks at the value of him as a footballer as more than anything else, and they'll be interested in bringing him in. So I think that's fair. I think maybe we could sell him still at this stage. So we haven't received any offers yet for Mason Greenwood, and I think that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes about the whole situation. But who's to say that we couldn't receive an offer from maybe Saudi Arabia for Mason? That would be awesome if we could, because then we can get some decent cash for him and get him off of our books, and then he's not our problem anymore. It might sound harsh, like, do we just throw this guy on the scrap heap? But the other option just causes too many issues at this club, and it's beyond a footballing decision, this. It's beyond a footballing decision. So I personally hope that we just move on from Mason Greenwood so we don't have to worry about it, because think about Mason playing for us week to week going forward. Half of the fan base would hate it, myself included. I wouldn't want to see us do it. So I hope that we move on from Mason Greenwood. That's my honest opinion, and I know 50% or even more maybe disagree with that, but I don't want to see him play for Man United again, and I think we've got to move on from him. Anyway, let's carry on with the latest news. Let's talk about Kane to Bayern for a minute. There's no point really talking about Kane that much, because obviously he's going to Bayern Munich and Manchester United were never in for him. But it's quite interesting to see what Ten Hag said about him when he was asked about it today. So obviously Ten Hag at the press conference earlier on was asked about the Harry Kane situation and what he thinks about Kane leaving English football. And he said, yeah, it's obviously sad that he's leaving English football because Manchester United like to play the best players, even if he's a rival. We want to play the best competition possible, and he's obviously a classy player. But he did say in a roundabout way that, you know, he wasn't really the player that they were looking for. He basically said that they're happy with their striker that they signed, aka Rasmus Højlund. And stylistically, I guess that's due to the fact, obviously, of course, of the way that he plays, and Kane's a different sort of player. But Ten Hag did say that Kane has everything you would want to be a goal-scoring beast, basically. And actually, I don't think it is down to as simple as, oh, Ten Hag didn't want Kane. I still think that Ten Hag would have wanted Kane if it wasn't down to the financials. So he said that they explored the situations with different players, and obviously it's not just down to footballing ability, it's also down to price tag, it's also down to wages, it's also down to future saleability, all of the different factors that go into it. So with Kane, you're buying a player that would be leaving in a few years' time for nothing. And so, you know, you're going to lose big money on the guy, and you'd have to pay him a significant amount. Whereas Højlund is only 20. In a few years' time, when Kane's ready to retire, this guy's going to be not even still approaching his peak. So that's the difference between these two players. Obviously, Højlund is a youngster, up and coming, expected to go on and do great things. And Kane's towards the tail end of his career. He's still amazing and still good enough to be a top player for 3 or 4 years. And I would have had him in a heartbeat. But, you know, I don't think it's as simple as Ten Hag didn't want Kane. Personally, think Ten Hag did want Kane. It's just that financially, it wasn't possible for us to do it. Doing the deal with Spurs is a nightmare. They're absolute scum to work with. They would have demanded £120 million from Man United, maybe, for us to go and get him. Then we'd have had to pay him 400 grand a week. So it's not all clear cut and easy to maneuver that one, unfortunately. And then he'd be going for free in a few years' time. So yeah. Hey Kieran, thank you very much for getting in here raw, lad, and being a member for 13 months. Get in there, you beauty. He says, come on United, I love the new logo badge. Kieran, you what, mate? What are you talking about, Kieran, lad? Kieran, thank you for getting in here, mate. And with a membership for 13 months there, I really appreciate it. Dudes, can we get a hashtag 13 in the live chat there for Kieran? Top man, love the new logo badge. What's that all about, mate? Tell me. Hey, thank you so much for that and being a member for over a year, you legend. Come on. Appreciate you. Right then. Oh, the FPL. Okay, check out my community tab there, Yonder Boy. I set up the FPL League. All you have to do is go and join it. It's on my community tab, or you can check it out on my Twitter. Scroll down a couple of posts. You'll find the auto join link to join my fantasy football league. In fact, I'll put it at the top of the live chat in a bit at the end of the show after I've shouted out all the retweeters. Once again, everybody, go and retweet the tweet at the top of the live chat. That will share us around out there on social media and help get a couple more eyeballs on the show. So you can click that link at the top of the live chat and smash a retweet over on Twitter if you haven't done already, and I'll shout you out in a little bit. But also, yes, as First Class Gamer says, we've got a fantasy football league running at the moment. It's called Flying Pig United. Check out the community tab on my YouTube channel, or check out my Twitter page and scroll down a couple of posts and you'll find the join link to be able to join the Fantasy Footy League, guys. We will be running some sort of competition for it. Don't know what it will be at the moment, but I'll let you know very, very soon, probably before the Man United game against Wolves on Monday. That's what we'll do. We'll let you know what's going on. Also, keep hitting the likes. We're 29 likes away now from 200. So we're trying to get to 200 likes. Drop a little thumbs up on this video if you haven't done so. And keep subscribing if you're new to the show. Legends. Right, nice one. Okay then. So, yeah. Kane to Bayern, guys. The latest on it, really. Fab's given the old here we go on Kane to Bayern. So it seems like it is going ahead. And he's obviously flying over to Germany at this moment in time. Harry Kane to FC Bayern, here we go. Deal completed between all parties as Kane has given the final green light. Tottenham to receive €100 million fixed fee. Do you know what? I just want to say something real quick. Kane's an absolute perennial melter, isn't he? Goodness me, what a fucking absolute little melt. Goodness me. Has a whole career at Spurs, not winning anything. Absolutely bottoming it up there. Never winning a damn thing. Being a complete mediocre melter. And then he's got the chance to go and play for a big club like, I don't know, a different club. Not Bayern Munich. He's got to play in the bloody German Farmers League. What's the matter with this man? Goodness me. What a loser. Obviously, you know. Goodness me. You can take the loser out of Spurs. But you can't take the Spurs out of the loser. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He's got some proper melty mentality, this guy. Who cares about the Bundesliga? I guess he gets what he wants. He's going to end his career with many trophies over there in the Bundesliga. Nobody will be able to say you haven't won any trophies. He'll be winning the Bundesliga every year. He'll be winning German Cups. He'll be playing in the Champions League. He'll be scoring a shitload of goals, and people will worship him and saying, Harry Kane, Herr Harry Kane, das ist ein gut player, ja? They'll be saying loads of stuff, praising him, but we all know that the German League's guff. We all know that it doesn't compare, it pales in comparison to the Premier League. We all know that. So he's got the potential to be the all-time top goal scorer in the Premier League, and he pisses off to Germany to win some bloody Guff Bratwurst Cup. Who cares? Who cares? That's all I'm saying. Who cares? He's made a guff decision there. What a true melter. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's better than staying at Tottenham. Or is it? Or is it even better than staying at Tottenham? What he should have done is just waited for a year, stayed at Tottenham and left on a free, and then gone and signed for a top club. Maybe going to sign for a Real Madrid or a Manchester United or even a fucking Manchester City because they challenge for the Premier League. Goodness me. Or done something, you know, with a bit of bollocks. But actually what he's done is just melt. Classic slabby Kane. Melted all over the place, making piss poor decisions. You know, being a second-rate melter. That's what. That's the Spurs mentality right there. He's basically just resigned to being a second-rate melter, this guy. Sort yourself out, slabby Kane. Then again, it seems like they were the only offer that was legitimately on the table this summer. The alternative would be to stay at Spurs. Nobody wants that. But he's already been there for the majority of his career. He could have just stayed there for another year and then gone on a free transfer to wherever he would want to go. And everybody would want Kane in a year, and he'd make more money in a year's time because he's a free agent. And you know clubs would be clambering over each other to go and sign him, and they'd give him a big signing on fee and huge wages, way more than he's getting now. So, he's actually had a mare, guys. I think he's had a mare. He shouldn't have done this. He's gone to Bundesliga now. He's going to get some Guff German Cup trophies and stuff. Who cares? Smash a 1 if you agree with me that Kane's made a melter of a decision. Or smash a 6 in the chat if you think he's actually done the best thing that is possible for his career right now. Let us know. But I don't think he does. I think he should have waited it out at Spurs for an extra year, gone and done what he wanted to do in a year's time and signed for Manchester United, my son. Or whoever might actually be prepared to get him in. He's melted. He's a melter. He's a perennial melter. He's a Spurs melter. That's it. The mentality of that guy is to melt. I melt, therefore I am. That is Harry Kane. Proper melter. Anyway, so yeah, fair enough. He's going to play for German champs. He's going to win trophies. But who cares about those trophies? I don't, you don't. It's not a top league. It's not a top league there, I said it. It's a one-horse race of a league, who cares? Rubbish league. So because of that, disappointed in him for making that decision. Disappointed for him. And I'm actually kind of a little bit sad that the Premier League's losing the player of that calibre as well. Let's face it, I think Kane's an absolute baller. I think the Premier League is richer for having him in it. Without him, okay, you know, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's just a shame that we're going to have one of our best sort of English strikers playing in a different league. I don't like that. Paul Burgess, thank you very much for getting in here and becoming a member of the channel. Yes, lads. Everyone, welcome Paul Burgess to the channel membership. He's become a member. Get your favourite emoji in there to welcome in Paul Burgess. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate you, man. Get in there, you beauty. Everybody welcome in Paul Burgess. Thank you so much, lad. Gungshi says the two Harrys, aka the two Melts, mate, they would be a complete slapstick comedy duo, wouldn't they? Maguire and Kane. Shearer's going to retain his record. He is, Manny Snooflacky. How you doing, Manny? He is indeed. I don't know what Kane's whole deal is. He could have stayed. He could have stayed an extra year. He could have gone somewhere on a free, but instead he's elected to go to the German champs. I think he's a bit of a melter. There you go. I think playing for Tottenham Hotspur all those years has affected his mentality, and he's caught the melter virus off of them. And he's just decided that mediocre is the best way to go, you know. And he's just accepted, He doesn't want greatness, basically. He just wants mediocrity because he's got a proper Spurs mentality. There you go. So anyway, there you go. Kane to Bayern looks like it's all but done. It's basically going to be a done deal today by many accounts. We'll see if it materialises today or another day. But right now, it's sort of known that Harry Kane's expected to be an agreed deal today. We're starting off the season with Martial. He needs to piss off, please, Inzaghi, doesn't he? 100% agree. Okay, then, guys. Right, well, I'm going to do a quick rundown of what we discussed in this video. Then I'm going to get into the live chat for a Q&A. We're also going to go over and shout out all the retweeters. So pin to the top, give us a retweet. But let's talk about everything we've discussed. First off, at the top of the show, we were talking about Liverpool and the Caicedo situation, and Moises Caicedo having an agreement in place there with Liverpool, and Floppy Cloppy Jalopy talking about the fact that Moises Caicedo was on his way to Anfield, only for Moises Caicedo to then decide that he doesn't want to go to Scousers and goes and signs and he wants to go and honour his agreement with Chelsea. Piss off! Get in there, my son. Let's all laugh at the Scousers. Come on, get you in there. Oh, yeah. How do you like them apple Scousers? Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, yes, Jurgen Klopp talking about it publicly in the media. Then he decides to go to Chelsea. Oh, yeah. Have some of that. You what? Love it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, come on. Get in there, my son. This is what it's all about. Anyway, so Liverpool getting truly pied off there. Get in there. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. Next bit of news, Højlund injury, not as serious as some people were suggesting. It does look like it's just a few weeks. Ten Hag asked in his presser earlier on about the situation, and he said that he's expected to be out for a little while. He just needs to get up to sharpness and train with the side, etc., and then he should hopefully be ready to play. So give it a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. Hopefully Højlund will be back in the side. Some reports from Dharma Chef from Sky Sports say that Scott Mctominay set to stay. Still a chance maybe West Ham come in for him. If Lucas Paqueta gets sold off to Man City, that's still possible, but they have signed a couple of midfielders already. Is there interest from Newcastle? Is there interest from Roma? Would they be prepared to pay what United want for him? Big question marks about whether or not Scott is going to be going this summer. He might well be staying, which would be awful. I think we've priced him out the move with a 45 million valuation, which is just unrealistic for such a bang average player. So he may well stay, but hopefully that can turn around in a couple of days' time and we hear that Scott McTominay is due to leave. AMRABAT next. So because we're selling players, Fred's obviously going to Fenerbahçe, Bailly's on his way to Besiktas. We've managed to sell Kovar to Leverkusen for €9 million yesterday as well. We heard about that. So we're generating cash. Obviously, Maguire's being sold off to West Ham. We're waiting on Man United to pull the trigger on the AMRABAT bid. He's waiting for us. He wants to join United. He's agreed to join United. He wants to play for Ten Hag. The Premier League and the Champions League footballer waits, and he's just waiting for United to go in and have a bid with Fiorentina and try and work out that deal, which we're expected to do very soon now that Fred deal is wrapped up and there's other players on their way out. Donny van der Beek loan move to Real Sociedad looks imminent as well, and one or two others that we're working on. So because of that, it's expected we'll go very soon and potentially sign Sofian Amrabat next, but we have to wait, and obviously wait until that actually does materialize. But yeah, so there's the AMRABAT update. Same sort of situation, but things are getting closer now with Fred obviously being sold and the situation changing slightly there, so we should go and pull the trigger on him. Maguire to West Ham is expected to be concluded over the weekend. They're just waiting on a few formalities, things like the fee in regards to what Man United are having to pay Maguire, but also it seems like we're waiting on a couple of bits of information about players we're potentially trying to sign to replace him. So Todibo, Pavard, these guys are being worked out at this moment in time, and it's known that Manchester United want to get a little bit more information about the potential reality of them signing for us, or one of them at least signing for us, before we let Maguire go. But I don't think that's necessarily true. But Fabrizio did say that earlier on, that Man United are essentially waiting to try and get somebody else lined up before we do let Maguire leave. I don't see that as being true. But this is what he said. He said, Man United accepted a £30 million proposal from West Ham for Harry Maguire 3 days ago. Man United understand the deal is not done yet because Man United want to start talks and pick favourite candidate as replacement before they let Harry go. I'm not so sure about that, to be fair. I'm pretty sure we'll let Maguire go regardless, and then we'll just go and sign whoever we could possibly get. And I think from what Ten Hag's done so far, having had talks with the likes of Todibo, these guys we've got somebody that would want to come to Manchester United anyway, whether it's Pavard or Todibo, and understandably Tapsoba's a backup as well. So there's options there for Manchester United and Ten Hag. So Maguire's expected to sign for West Ham sometime over the weekend. Get in there. Ten Hag was asked about Maguire if he'd be available against Wolves on Monday in his presser earlier on today, and he said of course, but obviously he won't be. Bailly has agreed with a deal with Besiktas and is expected to join them very, very soon. What else? Greenwood situation, we're still waiting for information on that. Seems like Man United have delayed the decision on Mason Greenwood. And also Kane to Bayern. Here we go. Situation reported by Fab. He's obviously going to have a medical and stuff over there. It's a big loss from Man United. Ten Hag was asked about Harry Kane in his presser, and he said it's a loss for English football, obviously, that he's going over there. But he said he's very happy with the striker that they got this summer, i.e. Rasmus Højlund. So, alluding to the fact that he wasn't that bothered about Kane. But he did say, in regards to Kane, that he's got everything you want from a striker's point of view. So, surely, given the choice, he would have liked to have had him in the side. But I think maybe financially and dealing with Spurs and how much of the budget it would have eaten up and the wages, etc., it just wasn't a feasible move for Man United right now because we've got no bloody ambition like we should have. If we had a proper set of owners and we had the key ambition to go and challenge for the title this year, we would have probably tried to add Kane, at least tried to add Kane to Manchester United ranks. As it is, he's made a melter of a decision rather than wait it out at Spurs for a year and go and join a top side in the Premier League and maybe win a Premier League title. He's decided to go and play for Bundesliga champs Bayern München, which, okay, they're a great club, to be fair. They are a great club. They're going to play Champions League and they'll give him everything he wants in terms of trophies and accolades. But it's only the German league. It's not the Premier League. Let's remember that. So Kane, mediocre melter decision from him, but he is basically joining them. Tuchel was asked about Kane joining and he just sort of said that, yeah, they're working on it. He said, you probably know more than me on where he is and what he's doing. We're working on it. That's no secret. But as long as there's no decision, I can't say anything. So obviously it's not done just yet. Very unlikely there'll be any sort of a hijack move from Man United, though. Definitely not. And it looks like he is basically going there to the Bundesliga. Right, okay, so that's the latest transfer news of the afternoon, guys. I'm going to now get into the live chat for a bit of a Q&A. Thanks, everybody who's here. I'm going to just jump over to Twitter real quick. Shout out all the retweeters. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for doing so. Also, as always, keep smashing those likes on the video. Help us get to 1 million likes. And subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, get yourself subscribed. We want to hear from you. We're on here daily with all the United news. We'll be back on at 10 p.m. as well with the evening news and all the latest transfer updates there. So make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon for notifications. Thank you to Guyam Legend for retweeting the show, mate. Thank you to DJ Disco Dave for sharing us. Thank you, Tommy Boyle. Aaron Homeyard as well. Get in there, Boomy. G-Dad Gamer. Richard Wisterpeck. Stephen Braun. Feline Fur. Ashby Mo. Ryan, Burberspin9, a.k.a. the Gaming Simp. John Boy Cat. Sanjay Ramatar. Paul Nangle. Kieran, Cal L, Ryan Downton, Michael Paul, Vincent Bullock, Luan France, and MUFC OK. Thank you so much, you legends out there, for giving us a retweet. That's really awesome of you. Thanks for reposting, I should say. And United Mark as well. Thank you, legends, for reposting. That does help us out. I appreciate you all. Get in there, you beauties. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat now, peeps. Also, remember, stick around because I'm going to pop the link to the fantasy football league in the top of the live chat, so you guys can go and follow us over there as well. In fact, I'll do that now. I'll just pop the link in there. It's an auto join link, so you can join the league if you want. Going to invite people to join your league. Copy auto join league. There it is right there. Let me pop it in at the top of the live chat there, guys. Boom. Okay, so that's at the top of the chat. If you're on fantasy.premierleague.com, you can join the league. We will have some sort of a competition running throughout the year. I'll announce that during the watch along before the Wolves Man United game on Monday, what the sort of prize is going to be. But obviously right now you want to get in there before the Burnley Manchester City game kicks off tonight. Get yourself involved by smashing that link that's at the top of the live chat, and that will join you to the Fantasy Premier League. Get in there. Our nice T-mail, you joined the league earlier today. Get in there, my son. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. It's also on my community page if you're catching this up later. Nice one, Pinhead. It's on the community page on my YouTube channel, or you can go to my Twitter, Flying Pig United, and scroll down a few posts and it will be there as well. So yeah, go check that out, guys. Give us a cheeky little join. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat now for a Q&A. Give me your thoughts and opinions about anything we discussed. Travis says nothing special about the Bundesliga. It's a gas German league, isn't it? I agree. There's nothing special about it. So, okay, he will win trophies. He will get league titles and all that, but nobody cares. Who cares? I don't care. You don't care. Who cares? It's a good move for Kane. It's better than Spurs, I suppose, but he could have got an even better move and actually maybe gone and won a Premier League title. Nothing definite on Kane. Is that how you spell definite, is it, lad? Nothing definite on Kane until he... this is the type of guy to spell Thursday with an F. I'm just joking. He says, nothing definite on Kane until he holds the shirt up. Kane has the final say, as Van Persie and Rooney did. Yeah, I know, but there's nobody else going in for him right now. He's flying over there. He's conducting medicals and all that guff. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Templar Priest. Vincent says, I don't think I would win a pig because I've got a Kane in my team. All right, you can sub him out, Vincent Bullock. So Kane's obviously going to the Bundesliga now. If you've put him in your FPL team before the league started, so before tonight at 8 o'clock, you can make any changes you want, bud. Get Kane out your team, guys. If you've got him in there for your FPL, you're having a mare if you have. Get him out there, Vincent. Oh, Matoma. Yeah, I've got Matoma in my team, to be fair. He's just cheap and good, isn't he? The Cinnamon will win the Fantasy League, says First Class Gamer. You reckon? We'll see about that, my son. I'm not so sure. But yeah, get yourself involved, guys, and play along. It'll be fun. Raven says, do you think it was a little dirty that Rasmus Højlund and Trick United being injured? No, I don't. I think we knew about that. We put him through an extra stringent medical test as well. And obviously it was deemed that it wasn't that serious. So it wasn't enough to force us to look elsewhere or put us off of the deal. He's only going to be out for a couple of weeks. I don't think that is the case. He just needs to get up to sharpness because he got a knock during the pre-season, and we knew about that. A nice one, Henry. You watch Sausage will draw Bayern in the Champions League. You couldn't write it. Oh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be quite interesting, absolutely. Yeah, well, interesting. I hope we do. I hope we do, and then we could drub them up. Predictions for the Open EPL match versus Burnley today. Oh, sadly, I'm going for 4-0 to Man City. You joined today. Disco's Devils are going to smash you all. Nice one, Disco Dave. Welcome into the Fantasy League, bro. Kane said yes, though. Yeah, he said yes. Kane speaking German. Oh, yeah. Guten Tag. Meine Name ist Harry. And, das ist prima. I'm here in München. And ik spiele Fußball. And ik sound like a horse. And, I like scoring goals. Obviously, I'm going to score some goals over in the Bundesliga. Spurs, nicht so gut. Bayern München, fantastisch. Ik looking forward to getting out there, playing some football in the Bundesliga and sinking some Stein beers with Thomas Müller. And, he's going to be a fucking melter over there, mate. Someone has to win, says First Class Gamer. So true. Exactly. 15 subs away from 73k. That's awesome. Guys, smash that subscribe button if you guys are new. Oh, yes. Get yourself in there and subscribe to the channel. Oh, yes, indeed. Come on, let's laugh at the fucking Scousers. That's right, mate. Let's laugh at the bloody Scousers. Oh, just join the Fantasy League. Oh, Garnacho Libra's going to kick the piggy up the butt. Edward Reed, mate, get in there, my son. Hey, hang on. Was it Edward Reed who won the competition yesterday? Guys, somebody remind me, who won the T-shirt yesterday? It was Edward someone. Was it Edward Reed or was it someone else? Somebody won the T-shirt yesterday. Just remind me. I've literally forgotten. Sorry if it wasn't you, mate, but it was Edward someone. Contact me on social media. Send me your details. Let me know when you've done so. And I will send you a T-shirt out of your choosing, mate. I think it was Edward Reed. I've literally forgotten already. Edward Heath, says First Class Gamer. Oh, shit. Really? Who the fuck's that? Anyway, you see Liverpool trying to get AMRABAT, me must act fast. Nah, they won't get him, mate. He's already pied them off, lad. Scousers are in the mud. Nobody wants Scousers. Nobody wants the Scousers. Edward Woodward, oh goodness me. Well, if Edward Woodward won one, I would certainly not be giving him it. It was Edward Reed. Okay, Edward Reed. Edward Reed, I'm pretty sure it was you, bud. I'm pretty sure it was you. I've forgotten. Primos says it was you. Edward Reed, give us a message on social media, lad. Twitter or Instagram, and I'll get your details and send you a T-shirt out, mate. Nice one. You were the lucky winner. You trolled. Okay. You had me there because my memory's so bad. Hey, nice one, Edward Reed. Get in. It was him, says Travis. Nice one. Thank you, guys. Edward Reed, you were the winner, my son. Don't worry, Scousers. You have the Hungarian captain, says Michaela Kramer. Want to see you doing the MC Hammer dance, Piggy, when the Here We Go on Maguire goes through. Hey, that's a good shout. Tommy says, perhaps Kane's going Germany for family reasons. Great place to live, bring up family. His wife could be involved in the choice. And GB is in a shocking state at the minute for young families. Maybe Tommy Boyle. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, the UK is a little bit gash at the minute. That's fair. But I don't know. Who knows? I don't think it really applies to people who are on like hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. But yeah, no, I feel you though. Scouse is now looking on eBay, says Templar Priest. Oh yeah, Edward Heath, ex-Prime Minister. Sell Scotty to Klopp. Come on, Jurgen. You know you want a piece of Scotty McTominay. David Watkins says, no, not that Woodward, the one that played the equaliser in the 80s. Oh, my God. Liverpool, get in there, my son. Edward Heath, who the fuck is that guy? Oh, it was him, mate. Right, anyway, thank you, guys. Know where is Gash when you're a multi-millionaire. That's what I'm saying, Don Berber, exactly. Like, let's be honest, it doesn't apply to the elites, does it? Who these people who make millions and millions a year. Germany, come on, he's loaded. Yeah, that's right. Not for the money they have, says DJ Disco Dave. They're offering him more money than Spurs, though. That's another thing as well. It's a financial decision. But as I say, in a year's time, he could have got even more money. Vincent says, Harry Kane going to Germany. I've seen England captain. The England fans are not going to like that. They may not forgive him because Germany is the country football team we don't like. Yeah, I don't think that's going to play into it, Vincent Bullet. This isn't 1949, mate. You know what I mean? This isn't like 4 years after the war finished, bud. And there's a whole bunch of resentment going on there. I think people would still be happy with him playing for England if he's playing for Bayern Munich. You know what I mean? I think you're reading a bit too much into this, my son. There has to be at least one shock transfer. Hey, we'll see. Let's hope so. Come on, West Ham bid for McTominay again. Jim Watkins says, poor Harry, poor. Think about it now. Bye-bye, stinker. Well, okay then. Hey, Paul Holland, how you doing, lad? United have increased McTominay's price to 110 mil. Kloppy, come and get him. Do you think Garnacho will see a lot of minutes? Yeah, more so than last season. I certainly think he'll start off the campaign with us while Højlund's out. Obviously, Rashford will probably play 9. You'll probably see Garnacho for the first few games. And then, depending on how he does there, he will get more game time. He'll definitely get more game time than last season. I bet Carragher's spitting more this afternoon. My name's Jamie Carragher, mate, and work on Sky Sports with Gary Neville, and I'm going to spit all over you, mate, because, you know, the thing is about me, I like spitting at people on the motorway, mate, and I've got a fucking mouthful of saliva. I'm like a fucking hamster, mate. I store all this saliva in my cheeks, just ready to fucking spit at someone, mate. First Girls Gamer says, I'd love a Burnley win tonight. That'd be so good, wouldn't it? Seagulls flying upside down. 200 likes, baby. We did it. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. We got 200 likes, guys. Thanks, everyone, for hitting the like button. Keep hitting the likes if you haven't done. Griffo Chaz. Get in 43 months of Don of the channel. Dudes, get some mad love in the channel. I'm going to have to come up with a 4-year member emoji soon. Never thought I'd see the day, but we are going to have to come up with a 4-year member emoji one of these days. Been a member longer than Bruno has been at United, says Griffo Chaz. That is pretty exceptional stuff, isn't it, Griffo Chaz? And you've been a big help, big legend with all the stuff you've done on the website and getting involved with the streams, hosting the shows and shit like that. Griffo Chaz, what an absolute legend of the channel, mate. A Don of the Hamada. I really appreciate you, Griffo Chaz. Get in there, you beautiful man. Everybody, let's get a hashtag 43 in there for Griffo Chaz, guys. Come on, what an absolute legend. 43 months he's been supporting this channel as a channel member. That is legit. Honestly, I really appreciate all the channel members, but 43 months, that is insane, lad. That's some next level support right there. I appreciate you, man. Get in there, you beautiful man. Elder statesman of the channel, you're spot on there. 4-year member emoji should be a Phil Jones one. I was thinking about just like a 4. You know what I mean? Maybe just like a shirt, like a Man United shirt with a 4 on the back. That's what I was thinking, just so you can clearly see that that person's been a 4-year Don. But yeah, no, your idea's good as well. You know what? That's like 1,500 people join per month for you, Piggy, says Edward Reed. Excuse me? What does that mean? Phil Jones emojis. Get in there, Don Griffo. What does that mean, Edward Reed? I don't understand. Anyway, just one of the thousands of legends in this community. True, we have got a heck of a lot of legends in this community. Hey, we've creeped up in terms of subscribers. We're 14 away from 73k, guys. Just 14 away. Oh, yes. Jones was 4. Get in. Come on. That's a good shout. I like it. I like it. I like it. Hey, right, guys, I'm basically going to wrap this video up here. Everyone, go. Yeah, triple captain hard. That's probably a good idea, Mark. Go. I'm actually not going to do that, though, but I'm not going to use mine yet. But, guys, go and subscribe. Not subscribe. Go and join the Fantasy Premier League. Here it is in the live chat once again. Click that link. It will auto join you to the league, Flying Pig United League. You've only got a few hours to get in there to be able to get the same amount of points as everybody else and start at the same time. So get yourself in there, guys. Match watch-alongs are back. Yes, indeed, mate. Monday night, Man United game. Come on. Come on, Burnley. Yes, Burnley. Let's hope we do the business tonight, guys, against the City scum. Thank you, Don Burby, you absolute handsome bastard. I appreciate you, my friend. Adrian, get in there, my son. You what? Adrian Rabiot. Adrian Rabiot's mum has just told Klopp to get lost. You benched Nunes. Probably a good idea, must play. Setting up my team right now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How many people do you have in the league? I don't know, Vincent. A few hundred, mate. Quite a lot. I don't actually know. See you later, Johnny N. Thank you so much, bud. Mikhail Kramer getting the 37-month member in there as well. He says, let's all laugh at Liverpool. Scousers in the shit. Get in there. Mikhail Kramer, thank you so much, bud. Everybody, let's get a hashtag 37 in there for Mikhail. Thank you for being an over 3-year member, you absolute massive don and moderating hero. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mikhail Kramer. Thank you to all the members as well. Let's get a 37 in the chat, though, for Mikhail. Have a great day, Mikhail, lad, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for watching. You're a bunch of legends. Come back after this video's finished and get your thoughts and opinions in on the anything we've discussed, any of the topics we discussed. Come back afterwards and have your say in the not live comments. Also, drop a like before you go, smash the subscribe before you go, click the bell icon as well for notifications. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website flyingpigunited.com for your latest United news, and you have yourself a bloody good one, you legends. Get in there, you beauties. Piggy loves you, and I'll be back on at 10 p.m. tonight, remember, so come and join us for that show tonight, guys, around about 10 o'clock. We'll see you then with all the latest news and updates. Thanks for being here. All of you have a great day, and I'll see you tonight at 10. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.